Today is November 30th, 2023. This has been an oh my god day. My son, my youngest son Danny, he got a hold of me. He wanted to know if I still have my notary. Well, of course I do. Okay. He said, I want to know if you can notarize dad's title. I said, one thing, no. I said, there's a conflict of interest. You can't touch anything with a conflict of interest. And he's like, well, I don't even know how to put this to you. He's left the country. I said, what? He took off I called you the last week and said that he dropped the dogs off the pound. They were leaving the country that night. And I said, they were what? I said, what, doesn't he own a loan on that truck? He's like, no, it's paid off. He told me I could have the truck, I could have everything in the house. Him and that girl are leaving the state and they're out of here. He had guns, he had all kinds of stuff up there. Furniture. I said, what do you do with all? He just left it. He's supposed to be getting somebody to come up there to clean it in a few days. Uh-huh. Yeah, he hired somebody to go in there and clean it. Once Danny gets done taking what he wants. Why would he care about it being clean unless there's something in there that they're going to be taking out? Well, I told him, I said, I can't do a notary. It's not the state, and I can't touch it because there's a conflict of interest. He said, well, I'm getting what I want. He said, I really got screwed out. Let's see, he was in line to get that. We set it up that Danny and Jen get that house. Dave had all that life insurance policy. So if I died too, Danny and Jenna get the house, and then each one of the kids would get so much money out of the life insurance, and that way they'd all be set. But that Danny and Jen didn't always have big jobs, so we wanted to make sure they had something really nice left from us, and they were to get it. And then the other ones, it's so much money out of life insurance. Now he gets nothing, and Dave left everything and took off. I would say that he's pretty much free. He's running from the law. Take off, leave his truck, leave his guns, leave everything. Think about it. He didn't even bother to try to sell anything and left as fast as they could. Drop the dogs off the pond. They're running from the law. See, all the people, they have been, that one guy from, there was a guy on Google, and it said Ohio State Patrol arrested this one Mexican gang member, murder to hire. I thought, oh my God, he looks familiar. Oh my God, the woman with him always had those t-shirts with writing on them. And they'd come up and say stuff. And I remember that SUV. I wondered where they went. Yeah. While I was in Mark's on Tuesday. And when the lady said, thank God one of the officers watching her realized who that guy was. And they waited and got him. He's a hired assassin. Part of a really bad part of the Mexican drug cartel. And Pete, all the Latinos said he worked for Pete. And they all did. We all worked for retired Judge Pete. Well, that's a Mexican drug cartel. And their motto is murder, rape, control. See, they're fooling all these people into helping. It's a Mexican drug cartel. And then we have the King from Texas, where we all work for the King from Texas. We're his men. They talked about him out of the courthouse here in Louisville. Even my neighbors heard him talk about the King. He's a fentanyl king, Iraqi terrorist, U.S. military, translator. Went into dark web malware, photoshopping his child's play to him. Him and his men, they're hackers. That's why they laughed at people. Pete's family, the Florida group, a lot of them were Latinos. There was a lot of white people in there too, and some African American. Uh, they admitted they were human trafficking people. His son, Alex, the white hair guy with his hair part inside, Darlene seen him, Dixie seen him, John seen him, stalking me. He drives one of the gray trucks. Because there was a dark gray truck, a medium gray truck, and a light gray truck. He was in one. He had the lighter of the medium gray truck. The dark gray truck was a rapist, the fake FBI agent. It's a Mexican drug cartel. Then the Detroit boys. Henry Mafia's with them. Told you about him. But Pete's son, Al, I found out who he was later. His name's supposed to be Alec or Alex. Split an image of Pete. Dave was dating Michelle, Pete's daughter, I found out later, in that big drug cartel. People have even said, that drug cartel really did find her that pathetic. Well, you got to think, she's 18 years old. Why would you try to fix her up with a 60-year-old? Come on. You don't think very much of her. She's 18. What the hell she's doing around somebody, her grandfather? See what I mean? My ex-husband, his new wife, looks early 20s, 60s. Now he's... He don't think the federal government will go get him for human trafficking me. And being in with a human trafficker selling people where all his associates and cohorts are ended up in jail. Got back from his honeymoon in Tokyo because he made enough money selling people. And selling drugs and stuff up there with them. He got a honeymoon in Tokyo. Got home. Yeah, freaked out. Left the country, left everything behind. Told my son just to clean out whatever he wants. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and upload this. But yeah, he's on the run. I kind of sort of told ICE. I went ahead and told the FBI he's on the run. Told the CIA, Department of Justice, he's on the run. Not planning to come back to the country. He's left Pete and Will holding the bag. And they've got people confessing inside Walmart that Will stole my money for his girlfriend. They got that Pete paid Will off. And where Dave hired Pete on his own, they all should have went to jail the first day. There's no more Dave. There's just Pete and Will holding the bag for stealing from victims and paying off the Fed. And the Fed taking a bribe from the Mexican drug cartel and an Iraqi terrorist. Is that an oh my God? I like my money, Will and John. You fed me to the drug cartel. You know how I call it a nationwide human trafficking scam? There was another thing on Google that the FBI called it cross-country. They got a whole bunch of people they found. I email people every day. Pull the case. They even say around me where they were taking people. All the bad gang members are under police surveillance around me, harassing me, pronouncing their crimes. And if the cameras point out where my car's parked, you can't even got their plates. Huh? FBI informant. See, that agent opened a real case with statements, acknowledged he had talked to my ex-husband's hired hitman on his own. He had the Vegas in his office and the church people, that he had spoke to all of them. Some lady on Tuesday walked in Kohl's in Belden, said they let us listen to the recorded line. He did say he talked to everyone. See, that's where girls over a month ago. It does say on the recorded line. He talked to everyone. Oh, yes, it does. That he had already been in communication with all of them. See, these people sold the login to my protected custody case. And they have let them human traffic me, rape me, crush my skull in. I earned my little $5,000 a month 1 million times over. They got thousands of bad guys. And like my friend from the prosecutor's office, that agent don't even have enough authority to ask you to stay quiet. He was only bullying you. He's only a higher police officer. It takes a sitting judge to put a gag order on you, and they can only do it per Constitution under sequestered or grand juries. He's only bullying you. You're in the witness protection program, Karen. You're an informant. And the informants are different. You stay yourself and you feed them information. And they can't even ask you to stay quiet. He was only bullying you. And he can't bully you into false statements under threat of arrest. The police know they can't go along with that either. The only thing legal he did was list your informant with money and immunity. And the government, the Department of Justice will put the FBI in jail if they ever try to drop you. They owe you if you work 5 minutes of case, an hour case. And they can never stop your money from coming in. That agent was only bullying you. He actually stole my money. He embezzled it. And left me in the middle of the drug cartel. Human trafficking people. The police and agents out of this area. Marshals. They used to got 800 in one sweep, where I had my one friend, January 2023. Got a friend on the police department. They knew about that case that agent opened with you. They knew about the Texas trip. I'm like, Kingsman? For we all work for the king from Texas. Huh? And then the men in dress shirts all look at me, and then he drills me in front of them, tell the stuttering how they're getting ready to take care of it. And then February 14th, 23, they did an 800 people sweep. And then April 8th, 23, a couple of them show up. If we'll use your case to infiltrate our gangs, tell them to give you your money, we're out of here. And then two of the cops that will help watch me work by said, well, we actually did. Huh? I like my money. I paid dearly to get them information. He left me in hell. I actually have good deeds to do with it. I want to help my kids. I want to help my grandkids. I got good deeds to do with it. I'm going to upload this. But yeah, the ass is on the run. Thinking the feds won't reach out and grab him for being an accessory to murder, human trafficking, selling drugs. They have him under police surveillance. The ass is on the run. I had the best giggle at that. He's left the country and never coming back. It sounds so stupid. I wish I could just go to sleep and wake up in Ravenna and spend that horrible nightmare. I loved my life. And looking at this horrible tragedy of these evil people destroying it. Nobody should know the certain pain.